Number one, ideas to never, ever, I'm changing the name of the episode, ever run out of content ideas and not have an excuse for not producing content.
That's right. And this is to get you away from the scraping the bottom of the bucket for blog topics to broaden your idea of content strategy.
Yes. Not all blogs are content, but not all content is blog.
Yeah, that's right. So number one, create standalone pages for your services that list your sub-services and build pages for those sub-services.
Michael, what is a sub-service?
And now I'll break that out. And the same thing, everywhere I said services, you could also say products. Same deal. I'm gonna talk about services just to simplify it, but this translates directly over to products. So an example of services would be, I'll tell you something we've done. I know I use this example a lot with dermatology, but it's a good one for what I'm going to describe now. So I'll just use it again at the risk of wearing out my example. So if you have a service category for dermatology practice called medical conditions or medical services, underneath that you might have cancer screenings, mole removal, scar reduction. So those are all sub-services. Well, guess what? If you have a services page for your medical services or medical conditions, you can have a bulleted list or even a block of bullets, bulleted lists maybe in columns on a desktop experience, and have those items listed in a bulleted list. Don't just describe what you do in general terms, actually list it out. Because what that list is doing is it's putting those keywords on the page and tying them all together for search engines so that they have that thing that's common sense to you, but has to be spelled out for a search index to know what you do. And then each of those bulleted items, you can create a standalone page for those and link to it. And sure, somebody may come in and go to the homepage, go to medical services, and then read, oh, how do they do this? So that's one of the benefits. They may actually drill down and read all that info. And if I'm going to get a cancer screening, I would definitely read that before I set an appointment. But what it does that's more important is it creates more entry points to your website, because if someone does a search for that actual sub-service and you've got a page and it's tied together nicely with the rest of your website, that may be the first page that shows up for them and that they come directly into. And we've gotten a ton of traction from using this tactic, tens of thousands of leads across the United States from doing exactly what I'm describing. So services page, bulleted list of sub-services on each of those pages, pages for each of those. Really good tactic.